Just peel off that head. Oh my Lord! Goodness me. Good! Let's make sambal prawn. So first of all, your prawns. Now I know buying prawns can be intimidating for a lot of people, so I'm going to share with you a couple of things I do when I buy prawn. I only buy prawns from a fishmonger in the market that I trust. It's important to build a relationship with your fishmongers so then you have honesty. But even then, I still handpick every single prawn that I buy. Number one is the head. Okay, the head must be intact to the body. If the head is falling off or no longer there, that means the prawn has been out there for a while and it's been handled many times. Secondly is the body. The body and shell should feel nice and firm. That way you're guaranteed succulent texture of the meat after you've cooked it. If it's already soft, you're going to get mushy prawns in the end. Okay, so these are two very important things to look out for when you're buying prawns. Okay, so now to prep your prawns. You're gonna need a good pair of scissors and, of course, your prawns. This is the rostrum. This is very, very sharp. You wanna take off this part, yeah, and we put our scissors up front, okay, and we snip like this. Okay, so there you go, nice and trimmed. And then once you've trimmed your prawns, insert the scissors in between the flesh and the back of the shell like this and snip through all the way to the back. So this is called butterflying your prawns. Then you use a knife and just gently glide your knife through the insertion to cut the flesh, but not all the way through. Now this way, if the prawn has veins, you can easily remove the veins just like this. Now the other thing about keeping your prawn nice and fresh is I always recommend to buy exactly what you're going to consume and consume it on the same day. But if you're going to buy in bulk, okay, so I recommend you to pack them in batches, then freeze them immediately once you get home. And when you thaw it, it's very important that you thaw it in running water. Prawn thaws really, really quickly. Just remove it 15 minutes before you want to cook. Place it under running water. In about 10 minutes, your prawn is going to be nice and thawed. Remember, running water. Never soak your prawns in water for thawing. When you butterfly your prawns, you allow flavor penetration. You're making sambal prawns, right? You want that nice savory sambal paste to penetrate into the flesh of the prawn. If you do not butterfly a prawn, all that nice sambal paste is just going to be stuck outside the shell. Okay? You're not going to get that sambal inside the flesh. So now that your prawns are nice and butterflied, we're going to marinate the prawn with a little bit of sugar and salt. Now, why sugar, if you might ask? Well, my mom told me this thing, well, she taught me when I was growing up, is that whenever you're cooking prawns, add a little bit of sugar to the prawns because the sugar is going to help give the prawns that nice succulent texture. Well, true or not, it's something that I've been following since I was a kid, okay? So if it's not something you believe in, you can omit the sugar completely, okay? It's just a practice that I do. Be sure to use a spoon because some parts of the shell of the prawns are still quite sharp. So now we're going to prepare the condiments for our sambal. So my sambal only requires 2 ingredients, an onion and Sambal Cincalok Belimbing Buluh by Rencah. Okay? So these 2 ingredients are good enough for an amazing sambal prawn. So now that our ingredients are ready, on to the cooking. First off, you want to make sure you heat up your wok nice and hot. Because what we're going to do is we're going to flash fry the prawns. Once the shell hits that hot oil, it's going to give out all that natural essence of prawn that's so wonderful. Oh, it smells absolutely delicious. The oil's hot enough, second batch in. You can add in a little bit more oil if it's not enough. So fantastic. Now the prawns are ready to come out of the wok. Won't you look at that? I can just eat this just as it is. Okay, it smells absolutely delicious. Now, when I removed the prawns from the wok, I actually left the oil inside the wok because now that oil is so full of flavor and we're going to use that oil to cook the sambal. Now, for the sambal, as I've showed you earlier, I'm using the Sambal Cincalok Belimbing Buluh from Rencah. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside. There you go. It's absolutely beautiful. And it smells amazing too. It is a ready-to-eat sambal. You can have it with your meal as a condiment. It's absolutely delicious, or you can cook with it as well. Now, the sambal we make is quite interesting because we actually use cincalok, which is fermented shrimps, yeah? And that gives such a nice sort of umami to this sambal. Now, if you're interested to get it, head on to rencah.com. You can place your order there, or you can head on to our Facebook page, Rencah by Sherson Lian, and check out for resellers that are around the area. So now the oil's nice and hot, onion goes in. Then we're gonna add the sambal paste. Once you've added the sambal paste inside, give it a stir around. That smell, guys! I think I'll just finish up the jar. There we go, everything in. Nice. And then now we're gonna add in the prawns. Once you've added the prawns in, give everything a toss around. Now, my friends, that looks absolutely amazing. Just gonna add a little bit more salt. So again, stir everything together. Now, the thing about prawns is you do not want to overcook your prawns at all. Incorporate everything as quickly as we can, and then we're gonna serve it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these prawns looks like they're ready to come out. Turn off the heat and serve. Now, just for a couple of sprigs of coriander on the top. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is our sambal prawns, and now this is the time I've been waiting for, which is to. So now look at, just peel off that head. Give it a little. Oh my Lord! So flavorful. Get all that sambal off that shell. Then this is what I mean, whereby the sambal actually penetrates into the meat and flavors the meat as well. My Lord. And the other reason why we butterfly the shell is that it makes it so much easier to peel the shell off while you're eating. Goodness me. And you absolutely have to try this recipe. Dip a little bit more with that sambal in. Oh, look at that. So good. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this recipe. If you did and you think it's add value to you, do hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next week. All right, take care, guys. Stay safe. Love you all. Goodbye. Ciao.